Real Rock 103.9 The Bear. I am Tommy Carroll, hanging out with Mike Renren of Disturbed, man. Congratulations on another blistering #1 album with Asylum.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, as a radio programmer, you make my job easy for me and the fans, song after song. Tell me Asylum's going to be one of them singles, please.
You know what? It's a good problem for us to have. We feel that every song on the record could be a single, so we just put the feelers out there when it's time to release the next single, and whatever everybody seems to be wanting to go on top of, we usually try not to fight it, you know.
Now, you guys tracked in Chicago and did the rest in L.A. Why the two cities?
We've pretty much tracked every record we've done in Chicago. You know, it's our hometown, and we feel comfortable there. It's also nice to go home to the family afterwards. And then in mixing, we just go out to L.A. to finish up the mix, and we do the mastering in New York.
Did you guys track with Johnny again?
Well, we actually tracked in his studio, but this time around, actually same as last record on Indestructible, we self-produced it. Johnny's a really great friend of ours. We love him to death. He just taught us a lot of things throughout the years, and we wanted to show that we could do it on our own.
Well, I noticed that you guys are taking more control of the records, and how does it feel to get behind the wheel?
It's pretty nice, man. It's nice to take the training wheels off and take the car around the block, and take it for a spin.
I tell you what, the sound you get on your drums, I just love the tones. You can actually hear the drum ring out. Some people squeeze them to death, but any secrets I can get on that?
You know, I like you said, I just like to get the drums to sing. I play a lot of syncopated stuff, and a lot of times I'll try and just have the kicks going, maybe with a steady 8th or 16th note underneath, and so I really want the toms. I like to play them a little more musically throughout the songs, as opposed to just using them for fills. So I want the toms to stand out above the kicks. I want them really be separated. So I just focus on that and do my thing.
Well, I love what you're doing. I like how you always get in with the riffs every now and then. Sometimes you really enhance the riff. It's great that you and John hold down the rhythm section, but I do like it when you guys are getting those chunky riffs with Dan, you know.
It's definitely one of the aspects, one of the characteristics of the band that I love. I grew up on heavy groove, man. Pantera was the thing, you know. So any chance I get to lock in with Danny and just do the syncopated kicks with the chunky riffs, I'm in.
Now, over the years, you guys have done a lot of great covers. I'm not a big fan of the cover, but you guys always find a fun way to do them. You did the U2 track on the back end of the record. How did this come about?
It always seems that we always try and focus on our own tunes first, and once we feel we got the bulk of the record handled, then we feel we can loosen up a little bit and have a little more fun. You know, the pressure's kind of off at that time. So we always kind of like try and think of what would be the song people would least expect us to do, and then go for it. So whatever we happen to throw around at the time, U2 was one of the ones that came up this time, and we figured, why the hell not? They're one of the biggest rock bands in the world. Let's take a stab at it.
If you could cherry pick a favorite song from Asylum, what would your choice be?
Man, I hate to.
It's like picking between your children, isn't it?
You know what? That's always the answer we give, but it really is the truth, man. I don't mean to cop out and be cheesy, but the reality is there's so much. We focus so much into every song. You know, there might be a characteristic about each song, like a kid, like you know, that makes it stand out on its own. But you know, at the end of the day, you love them all equally.
Now, you guys put a track out on your website recently. It was called 3. And it was for charity. And tell me about the charity foundation and the whole thing behind this.
It's to support the West Memphis 3. And for people who don't know about the case, there were these three kids that were fans of heavy metal music, man, and they listened to all the metal bands, and they wore black. But they grew up in West Memphis, Arkansas, and there was these murders. These 3 young boys were killed, and they had no evidence to prove that these boys were committed the acts. But because they listened to metal and because they wore black, they locked them up, and they're still in prison today. And actually, Damien Eccles is on death row as we speak. There recently has been some new evidence, some DNA, to prove their innocence. But unfortunately, because in the Bible Belt, there were a lot of the prosecutors involved in the case. A lot of their careers were made on this case, and they've got a lot of promotions since then. They're refusing to try the case over. So it's really a crazy political nightmare. So we're just trying to bring some awareness to the case and trying to support these guys.
All right. Mike from Disturbed, thank you so much. Have continued success, and we will see you this summer on the Energy Drink Mayhem Fest, all right?
Yep.
I'm Tommy with Mike from Disturbed. It's your Rock 103.9 The Bear.